Let's go here. We need to find ETH USD, and we're going to short 20% of it on a 5x leverage. Oh shit. Let's see, 25% now on our first entry at a 5x leverage. Confirm that, and that's in. So with this, we will have a liquidation price at 5,715, which is just super far away. That's why we play on a low leverage. There's not much pressure. It's very easy to maintain your calm, your cool, and stay composed through the trade. So we're shorting it here. Let me show you why we don't have a ton of upside right now in Ether based on my analysis. So every single time we get to the top of this channel, we drop, top of the channel, drop, top of the channel. Well, a little overshoot here that one time. But every time you can see top of the channel, drop, top of the channel, drop. And here we're just at about the top of the channel. So that's why we're shorting it. It's it's up huge already in the last 3 days. And if you watch my channel, you watch my videos, you'll probably find that that's a common theme, right, amongst my trades. So November 6th, it started the run up. Today is November 8th. So look at this. In just the last, 2 days, it's already up 10%, right? And so think about it. If this thing is going to continue going higher 10% every 2 days, then that means that in what? 2 times 10, in 20 days, we'll have 100% return, meaning if Ether were to sustain this trajectory, it would double and it would be at 10,000 points in like what? Literally 10 days, right? So you see what I mean? That's an unsustainable rate of change. You know it's not going to sustain trajectory, and that's why you want to take advantage of facts, right? That's a fact. Ether is not going to hit 10,000 in just 20 days. So if it's not going to maintain that rate of change, it's either going to slow down or it's going to pull back. Very easy, common logic right there, right? So that's why we short it here. Currently down a little bit. Let's see here. We entered at 48.02, market price 48.05, limit price, or I guess the candlestick price 48.09. I'm going to go ahead and short 5% more here. Because you can see there's a discrepancy here, right? You see how the market price is way below the actual candle price? What that's telling you is a lot of people are shorting. People are putting it at the market usually. Not always. It can change. The market price could go back above the candle price. But a lot of times when you see that, that means a lot of people, right, they're putting in at the market price, hey, the price, I want it at this price, right? So everyone's saying, hey, I want Ether at this price, but no one wants to pay 48.07. Do you see what I mean? So there's a little bit of a spread there, and that's why I added just a tiny bit. But overall, we now have a little bit into this trade. And so what we'll do is we will stair step and add to the position as it reaches a little higher, right? There is still more wiggle room. The one time it actually overshot past the top of the channel, it did go higher, a solid 4%, right? So we do need to be prepared for that, but we do know it's unlikely it's just going to skyrocket past the channel. And so knowing that, hey, if it stays in the channel, let's say we tap off of, the top here would be 48.40. Okay, we need to have ammo to be adding to the trade as it gets there, if it gets there, right? And so the reason we get in now is because we want to have some skin in the game, because it could just reverse like right now, you know what I mean? So boom, now you know why we're doing the trade and what's up here. So tap, 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 and we're going for that next tap. So it's easy, right? When it gets to the bottom, you long it. When it gets to the top, you short it, right? So easy trade here. I'll keep you up to date on how this goes, and let's rock and roll, guys. Let's do this. All right, so guys, checking in with you. I want to share with you a crucial part of this trade and what separates winners from losers. So look at this. I got in here with, fully knowing that, yeah, we could still go higher up to all the way to even what? Right here to the green line, which is 48.45, and we can actually overshoot past that a little too. We've seen that happen before, right? And so most people, right, they say they're ready for that. They say they know that it can go higher on them, but as soon as they see they're losing a little bit of money, guess what? They shut down and they start. They lose faith in the trade. They start to think, oh shit, maybe I'm wrong, and you start to have doubt in yourself. And like, guys, you got to trade the facts. You know what I mean? The fact is that every time it gets here, it drops. It's just an easy trade. So the key I'm trying to show you is you don't panic and you don't freak out when it's going against you a little, especially when you planned and knew like, hey, there's a very good chance this can still go a little higher, right? But I want to get a little bit of skin in the game and I can average in on the way up, right? So keep that in mind. And so when it's going higher and when it just looks like, oh my God, it won't stop, it just keeps going up and up and up, it's when you want to be adding, right? When people are panicking, when people are thinking, they're starting to doubt themselves, that's when you want to get in, guys. It's really that simple. All right, so guys, checking in on this trade with you before I go to sleep. We're currently at 47.93 on Ether, which is making it, basically nothing for now. But that's okay. Why? Well, because once again, if we look at the drops that we get, usually, like, look at this drop from the trend line. Look at this, we dropped 7% last time. Look at this, we hit the trend line. How much do we drop that last time? We dropped 7%. Look at this, we hit the trend line. I mean, we'll measure it from the trend line, right? How much do we drop here? 6.8%, or all the way to the bottom right there, 7%. Damn, it's pretty consistent, huh? Look, hit the trend line almost. Right here, how much do we drop? 7.9%. Wow, look at this. Hit the trend line. How much do we drop? Boom, 7%. What do you notice? Every time we've hit the trend line, we've dropped 7%, which 7% on 5x leverage is 35%. 35% on what we have is a $49,000 position. That's going to be roughly $16,000 profit, so nothing crazy. I'd like to increase the position size so we can make more than $16,000 if it does drop, 7%. But like I said, man, I'm about to go to sleep, and so we have to save ammo in case it goes higher, right? You got to save ammo if it, what if it ends up being a scary case? What if it ends up not being as smooth as we like it to be, right? So you always got to save plenty of ammo, and that's why we're doing that, right? So of course I'd like to beef up the position. Of course I'd like to make more money, especially if I'm going to be right. But at the end of the day, you have to protect yourself, and especially if you're going to sleep, you should be able to go to sleep easily on your position. If you can't go to sleep without worrying, without being nervous about your trade, then you're either going too big in the trade, or you need to really reevaluate your confidence in the trade, right? If you're not confident in the trade, of course you're not going to be able to sleep well on it, right? And I am very confident in my trade. And like I said, not using a high leverage. This is not a high risk position whatsoever. And so, you can go to sleep easily on that. And that's how I know it's a good position, right? I'm confident. I can sleep on it easy. And I'm not over leveraged or taking too much risk here. So that's kind of how you play it, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's what we're expecting. If we drop 7%, with the current position, that would be roughly $16,000 profit. Obviously, would love to make more than that. But yeah, guys. All right, so I'm going to get some sleep. We will check back in tomorrow. And maybe this thing goes higher, and maybe we're losing money by tomorrow, right? That's okay, right? That's all part of the plan. As long as it's within our analysis, and, there's no point in freaking out or anything. You play the charts, and that's it. All right, so I'll check back in with you tomorrow. We'll see how things are going then. All right, so checking in here the next day, what we've got going for us is a tiny profit right now, nothing big, but we're not losing right now. But the end of the day, why are we still in the trade? Some people would take profit right now. Well, let me show you what I see happening. So to me, I believe we've set a trend reversal in the short term. We've got a lower high there, lower high there. We've obviously making lower lows here. So finally, right, we nailed the momentum shift, right? Because we said, look, this is an unsustainable rate of change. It's highly unlikely to sustain this trajectory, and for that reason, it either has to slow down, consolidate, or pull back, right? And so that's exactly what it's done. It's slowed down, and it's pulling back slightly. Now, it's not dropping off with a nasty, magnitude that we'd like it to, right? So that we could profit more. But it is pulling back slowly but surely for now. And so right now, what I want to show you is a couple things we're noticing, which is, right here, Bitcoin is reversing decently, and we can see that the S&P 500 has hit a top here and reversing sharply, and then we see, stock like Tesla also dumping off hard. Now, obviously, Tesla is not a correlation necessarily completely to Bitcoin and crypto. But I mean, it does feel like there's some kind of correlation there, right? So I'm not saying this is a big reason for our trade. No, this is just like an added bonus, added things I'm looking at. You know what I mean? They're just little clues, little factors I'm considering, right? So if stock market has been on a total rise and it's finally reversing and dropping sharply, Tesla's dumping off 11%. It set its top here in the short term. It just seems like we're at a top. temporarily or in the short term, where we got stock market selling, we've got Tesla selling, and we've got Bitcoin and Ether beginning their reversal, in my opinion. You see what I mean? So it's kind of like just looking at multiple factors, right? Not basing off of one reason. So these are just other things I'm considering. And so that being said, we do expect Ether to continue lower here. This is a pattern that oftentimes works out right here. Let me show you this on the 15-minute chart. You probably remember this exact pattern from the polka dot trade last week if you're really paying attention and trying to learn here. Right, so this pattern right here where it finally sets a trend reversal, right? You're making those lower highs. It comes down, tests the moving averages, and then comes right back down like that, right? So look, I've drawn the pattern. Now we're going to see, is the pattern going to play out like that, right? So we'll check back in here soon, but based on this, right, if we can expect BTC to head lower, we should obviously expect Ether to head lower. And yeah, I mean, if that's the case, look, same pattern here overall, right? Boom, boom, and boom, right? This is kind of what I expect. So look, if things start to play differently, then obviously that, I start to raise an eyebrow and say, hey, this isn't playing like I thought it would, so maybe I need to start to reconsider, right? But as of now, this is the pattern that I'm envisioning to play out next, all right? So that's kind of what I've drawn out there, and that's what I'm waiting for. But that being said, if we look at the 4-hour time frame here and the 8-hour time frame, I mean, you're going to see it looks really, really, really good. So let me actually delete a couple of this crap right here so you can get a better view of this. I'm not going to delete that drawing so we can check back in on if that was true or not. But check this out, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3 reversal candles on the 4-hour time frame, which is just showing you Ethereum is really struggling to push higher. Every time it gets up there, it just gets rejected. And so that gives us a higher probability of obviously continuing lower on top of that, right? The same prior analysis. You get up to the top, drop 7%. Get up to the top, drop 7%. Get up to the top, drop 7%. Top, drop percent. Top, blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? So it all is pretty simple here. And right now it's just a matter of seeing if my pattern is correct, seeing if I'm right about that. If this is correct, then we're going to start making some actual money. Right now, we're only making basically nothing, right? Now, guys, nobody's going to show you this ridiculous shit that I'm showing you. I mean, this is a lot of people would say this is stupid. A lot of people would say, oh, this little stupid little pattern you drew up it doesn't mean shit. Yeah, well, watch. When this shit drops, you're going to tell me what it fucking means. You know what I mean? And you can't call it luck because I do this all the fucking time. You know what I mean? When you get the experience, when you have the time in the market, you start to feel these patterns and you know them. And so it makes sense. Things repeat themselves. Human psychology, human behavior, the way we buy and sell, it all repeats itself over and over. And so once you start to feel these patterns, you're going to be able to take advantage of them. So check this out, right? You really got to pay attention to this, and you really got to be a trader to do this. You see what I mean? So look at this. This was when we shorted Polkadot last week. I literally shorted the top on Polkadot last week, right? So what do? We set lower high, lower high, lower high, break through those averages. What do? We do this pattern right here, right? See this? Lower highs, come down, boom, test the purple line, and down we go, right? What do we do here? Lower high, lower high, lower high, break down, test that purple line, and down we go. See, it's the same pattern which indicates to us a top and a drop that is coming. Assuming I'm correct, like I said, that's how we're going to start making some actual money, right? Same pattern with Bitcoin. Lower high, lower high, lower high, break down, come back up, boom. You can see it's been dropping just like I've drawn, right? And so this is why if you've watched my videos, what I always say, draw the future. If you draw the future, you're going to be good at drawing the future. Why? Because it's a skill that you're practicing. Just like anything else, if you practice it, you're going to be good at it. So if you practice drawing the future and you do it consistently throughout the year, I guarantee you'll be better at drawing the future than if you didn't draw the future, right? So practice drawing the future, right? You can't be perfect. You can't be, with a crystal ball, but you can get better. And so, feeling these patterns and feeling these movements, getting in tune with the market is going to put you levels above anybody else. I promise you that. And so, like I said, there's no other channel that's going to show you shit like this. There's no other channel nobody does this, guys. All right, so we'll check back in on this soon. And overall, we're looking pretty solid. We want to see this pattern play out, and the rest should be easy from there. All right, so far that pattern's playing out well. Currently up 9K there. I actually want to show you, let's see here, .usd. Let's go back to that chart, the example I was showing you, right? So look at this example, right? It's just like copying and pasting your buddy's homework, right? We've got the cheat sheet right here, and we've got the real example going right here. Look at that, boom, exactly as I've drawn out. It's doing exactly what I, envisioned, right? So what I do, I copy and paste the homework. And so, now we can get a somewhat of an estimate as to how long could we be dropping, right? So here's the bottom. We're breaking the bottom right now. So when you break the bottom, how long did Polkadot drop before setting a bottom? It dropped for 1 day and 3 hours, right? So that doesn't mean that that's exactly how Ethereum is going to play out, right? But look at this. We're breaking the bottom right there on this pattern. So if we go 1 day and 3 hours, that would take us to right around here, right? So I just get a solid estimate, or I guess just kind of a guess as to how long this drop could be, what we can expect. And on top of that, you see Polkadot, right? It wasn't a straight ride down, right? You can see that right here. It had plenty of bounces, right? So what would it do? It would drop like this, then it would bounce up right here. Doom, 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 right? Just look at that, right? You have that. Has this one bounce that really looks like, oh, this time it's good, and nope, right back down, right? So that's what you got to prepare for. But what we do notice about this is it stays under the purple line for the most part, besides one time it does get back above it for just temporarily, right, before heading back lower. So we know now that, hey, as long as we're staying below the purple line, based on this example that we're kind of using as a cheat sheet somewhat, right, then we're probably doing pretty good. Now, we do need to be prepared to be over it one time probably, and it shouldn't be, that's going to probably be the hardest part of the trade, I think. But for now, right, even if it bounces, even if we see like, okay, we're up 10K right now. Oh no, if it bounces up and we're only making 7K, right, that's not a time to like panic and be like, oh shit, I'm losing profits. No, you stick with the trade and you don't get, faked out by little moves, right? You stay with the bigger picture and the bigger move. You see what I mean? So look at that. You know what I mean? Bitcoin's about to come on its way down as well. So we're down 1.7% right now. Obviously, every time it's dropped 7%. So, I mean, man, we got some downside. You know what I mean? So that's what we're waiting for. Just showing you guys some of the tricks and all the cool things that no other channel would ever show you and teach you like this. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you are, make sure you drop a like and make sure you are subscribed. But that being said, this is not the end of the trade, so let's keep it going. All right, so checking in before I go to bed here soon. I've locked in around 6,000 in profit with 3,400 rolling. This has been a very annoying trade. It has not been fun, that's for sure. So yeah, even though we're making 9,500 here, we could be making a lot more. But you'll see here that, so we shorted like somewhere around here 24 hours ago, right? Then it drops. We're making 12K right here, right? Then it pops. Guess what? We're break even right here. And now we'd be making around 12K if I just didn't touch the position at all. But obviously, you got to work around the position. You're a trader. And this could have easily bounced and went against us, and we could have been losing money. So you just kind of had to manage that the best you could. So we're only up around 10K, right? And it's been a very annoying trade, to say the least. Part of me just wants to close this fucking trade and just call it over, because it has been so fucking annoying. Like this bounce right here, right? That's what pisses you off the most as a trader, right? Is when you're making 12K and you see your profits completely evaporate, right? Even though the trade's still completely right? That's kind of like a stressful, thing to happen, right? Usually, yeah, it'll bounce, but you'll just stay pretty well in the profit and it'll continue lower. But this one, it really wanted to test our will, and that pisses me off. I hate trades like that, but like I said, it's part of the game. So anyways, I'm probably going to go to sleep with this. I've reduced the position significantly just because, like I said, I'm not having fun time with this trade, and it's really just annoying the crap out of me. So I can't wait. I just want to go long already. The only problem is Sunday, I missed to go long. Why? Because I was very busy doing other things on Sunday. So I missed the long side, you know what I mean? And so yeah, you short, you make a little bit of money, but the real money was to be made on the long side here recently, right? So it's like, that's what I want to do, is I want to make the money on the big move, not on this small little bitch move, you know what I mean? So I'm just looking forward to actually getting a good trade, because this one is, like I said, it's just been a total pain in the ass. But anyways, guys, We'll check back in later, and hopefully we'll be finishing up this shitty trade. I mean, I shouldn't say it's shitty because I mean it is making us a profit at the end of the day. What I mean by when I say it's a shitty trade is like the process, the time. It's just annoying ass trade. So that's what I should say. But anyways, guys, we'll be back later. All right, so guys, I've closed out and taken all profits here because they just keep buying the dip over and over and over. And it's not like, it's not just a bounce. I mean, you can see they quickly buy the dip. To me, that's a clue, that I don't want to be in this. So we're finishing the day just short of 10,000 in profit here on the first trade of the week. And so this video is about 20 minutes long right now. So really though, I mean, I could have made a 2-hour long, 3-hour long video really showing you all the details, all the intricacies, all the tips, all the tricks. But the truth is that just it doesn't do well on YouTube, right? It's going to get way less views the longer the video is, and it's just going to hurt the channel. So for that reason, I can't be posting the full, everything into one video. You see, so I got to trim these down, cut them up so they're a little more watchable. And this one's still pretty long, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to start putting together, guys, if you like these live trading videos, but you feel like you're not getting all the secrets, all the juice, everything that you could be extracting, kind of like if you were just sitting right next to me here and trading with me, right? If you feel like you want to sit next to me and trade with me, well, now I'm going to start recording these really in full detail, but I'm actually going to put this into a course for you guys. So that way, like I said, it's not going to hurt the channel, and it's going to give you the full value that you might be looking for if you're someone who's made it all the way to the end of this video. Because chances are you made it to the end of this video, you are a serious person, you want to get better, right? Because most people probably didn't make it this far. So now, guys, if you want to replicate the success you're seeing in all these live trading videos here on the channel, I mean, what is that? That's like the 5th live trading video I've posted in the last like 7 days. You know what I mean? So if you want to replicate the success, there's 2 ways you can do that. One, you can join our coaching program, because if you didn't realize by now, I've got members who are in the exact same trade as me, and I told them exactly when to get in, exactly when to get out on the same exact trade as me. So you can literally copy my trades through our coaching program, but most importantly, get that extra personal coaching, right? One-on-one, and why are we doing it? How are we doing it, right? So you can join for free here, but just keep in mind I'm not accepting all bull sharks, which are accounts with 10K. And then finally, the second and final way you can try to replicate what we're doing here is by taking the Crash Trading Technical Analysis course. This is going to show you how I determine and find winning setups, winning trades. How do I know when to get in, when to get out, and just everything you need to know to actually be a profitable trader is here in this course. So guys, take the course if you're a serious trader, and join us if you're trying to replicate this success. Guys, my name is Alex. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.